with Premier Guitar, and we're at the Dunlop booth here at the Winter NAMM show in Anaheim. We're with our buddy Tal here, and we're going to be talking about some new pedals that Dunlop brought to the show. And the first one we heard there on the intro was the one you just recently announced, the Joshua Ambient Echo, which obviously pays tribute to a very famous album by a very famous band.
Yes, it is. The Joshua is a great delay that was created as a tone recipe, because in order to get that sound with that famous thing, you had to have a huge rack of gear that's set with specific settings in a certain order with the tonality all predetermined. And in order to do that homework, it would cost a lot of money, and we've shrunk an 80s rack into a box the size of a deck of cards. And so it's a tone recipe. It's not really feature driven. It's meant to give you that arena of sound right away, as you just heard. And so the modulation, the compression, the reverb, and the synth octave effect, they're always on. You can decide on levels and ratios of these things, but the tone recipe is always there for you. And it puts you in the Daniel Lanois territory, the Andy Summers territory, the Edge territory, and that sort of thing. And it's a dual rhythmic delay where you have multi-taps on two separate delays that can be run in stereo, and you can set independent taps for each echo, and they're synced to a master tempo.
Okay.
So it has tap tempo, but whatever subdivision each echo is on will match to the master clock. And you can set the level of which echo you would like to be louder or more quiet. And the cool thing is the synth octave effect, which is polyphonic. We have 1 octave below, 1 octave above, and 2 octaves above to give that shimmering effect. And I'll pump it up so you can hear it in a more exaggerated way. Hear that? We have infinite hold. We have tap tempo on board, or you can use an expression pedal, a momentary switch. You can do an expression pedal where you can morph between two extreme settings with a pedal.
Oh, okay.
You can run it in stereo with just the box itself. You can run a TRS cable out of the output for stereo, or you can run a splitter box such as this and put a dual mono system where you have the affected signal going through one amplifier and a dry signal going through another.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what will be the pricing and availability on the Joshua?
The Joshua will be $239 street, and availability is right now. Yeah.
All right. Let's move over to the Overdrive. We have here the Geisha Drive.
Yeah, the Geisha Drive is it's Way Huge's take on a very famous LA session pedal, and the main focus of it is this very controllable distortion using dynamics and the volume knob.
Okay.
So when you crank it up, you get distortion. Almost the entire session. Volume knob, or how hard you pick. So that dynamic response puts everything in your hands in the moment of choice, right? So you can really get expressive with what you want emphasis to be, and I just love it. Sometimes I play entire songs and I don't turn it off because I can do everything with this.
Right there.
Yeah.
You mentioned that's a limited edition?
Yeah, it's a limited edition, so get yours while you can. And the price of the of the Geisha is $169.
Now we also have some essential but non-audible pieces of gear that you brought here, specifically the ISO bricks.
Yeah, so the ISO Brick Pro is our foray into no wall wart power supply. So what I love about it is it has the IEC cable. So there's no wall wart, and you can get those cables anywhere. So if you run into a gig and you're like, where's my power cord? Almost any keyboard player can help you out. And each outlet is isolated. So if you have ground loop problems in a certain venue, this is going to help solve that problem. Or if a pedal is misbehaving, the problem of the power of a certain pedal won't carry over to the next one. And it also has enough outputs and of certain types where the amperage can run a line 6 HX stomp and similar super high voltage needs. And it has an output that allows you to daisy chain another IsoBrick Pro or our new mini IsoBrick, and which has the same technology but in a very small form factor. And so being able to expand the situation is very helpful. So you don't have to run 2 IEC cables. So you can just run, you can daisy chain the power supplies together.
So where can people go online to find out information about the Joshua, the Geisha, the power supplies, and everything else you're doing?
You can go to jimdunlop.com, and usually Sweetwater and all the Guitar Center and all the places. They're out there.
All right, Tal, we're going to have you play us out.
Okay.
This is Jason Shadrick with Premier Guitar.